This lesson we're going to take a look at multi-step equations that involve combining like terms and distributive property. So the goal for this lesson is I can solve equations by combining like terms and using the distributive property. Let's start with the review exercises. Go ahead and try these on your own. Pause the video and then play the video when you're ready to check your work. Okay, the directions say simplify each expression. So number 1, we have 3x minus 5 plus 4x minus 6 minus 9x plus 1. So for this problem, I want to combine like terms. I want to first find all the like terms. So 3x, positive 4x, and a negative 9x, those are all like terms. So if I combine those, 3x plus 4x is 7x. 7x minus 9x is a negative 2x. Now let's combine all the other like terms. Remember to take the negative or positive sign that's right in front of the numbers. So we have a negative 5, a negative 6, and a positive 1. So negative 5 minus 6 is negative 11. Negative 11 plus 1 is a negative 10. So our answer is negative 2x minus 10. Number 2, here it looks like we need to use the distributive property. So I'm going to do negative 6 times a negative 3, which is a positive 18. And negative 6 times a negative 2x is a positive 12x. So our answer is 18 plus 12x. Now let's take a look at solving these multi-step equations that involve combining like terms and the distributive property. So the first step you want to take in these is to use the distributive property if that's in the equation, and then to combine the like terms. After you use the distributive property and combine like terms, then you're going to do the same thing that you have been doing to solve the equation by isolating the variable on one side of the equation by using those inverse operations. So let's take a look at number 1. I'm going to draw a straight line down from the equal sign so we could look at the left and right side of the equation. What I want you to notice is that on the right side of the equation, we have two terms that are like terms that can be combined. We have the 6m and we have the positive 1m. So first there's no distributive property, so first I want to combine like terms. So I'm going to do 6m plus 1m, which is 7m, minus 23. And that's equal to that 5, so I brought everything else down after I combined like terms. Now, this is just a two-step equation, so remember when we solve a two-step equation, first we want to add or subtract to isolate the variable, and then we want to multiply or divide. So the next step I want to take here is to do the opposite of a negative 23, which is a positive 23. So I'm going to add 23 to both sides of the equation. 5 plus 23 is 28. Bring down that equal sign. Bring down the 7m. Negative 23 plus 23 is 0, so that cancels out. Next, 7m means 7 times m, so the opposite of multiplying 7 times m is to divide. So I'm going to divide both sides of the equation by 7. 28 divided by 7 is 4. Bring down the equal sign. 7 divided by 7 is 1. So we have 1m, which is the same thing as m. So our answer is m is equal to 4. Now what I want to do is check our answer. So we are going to substitute 4 back into our equation for m to see if both sides of the equation are equal to each other. So we have 5 is equal to 6 times 4 minus 23 plus 4. So we have 5 is equal to 24 minus 23 plus 4. So now we're just simplifying that right side of the equation. So we have 5 is equal to 24 minus 23 is 1 plus 4, and 1 plus 4 is 5. So on both sides of the equation we have 5 equals 5. So that means that we solved the equation correctly, and our answer is m is equal to 4. Now let's try number 2. So I'm going to draw that straight line down so we could look at the left and right side of our equation. Looks like this time we need to use the distributive property. So I'm going to take that negative 2 and multiply it by x. Negative 2 times x is negative 2x. Negative 2 times a negative 4 is a positive 8. Bring down the equal sign, bring down the 12. Now we're going to isolate that variable by adding or subtracting on both sides of the equation. So I need to move that positive 8 over to the right side to isolate that variable. So the opposite of positive 8 is negative 8. So I'm going to subtract 8 on both sides of the equation. I'm going to bring down the negative 2x. Positive 8 minus 8 is 0, so that cancels. And 12 minus 8 is 4. Next step, negative 2 times x. The opposite of multiplying is dividing. So I'm dividing both sides by a negative 2. Negative 2 divided by a negative 2 is 1. So we're left with 1x is equal to a negative 2. Next step, we're going to check our answer by substituting negative 2 back into our equation. So negative 2 times a negative 2 minus 4 is equal to 12. First I'm going to do negative 2 minus 4, which is a negative 6. I'm going to bring down that negative 2 is equal to 12, and negative 2 times a negative 6 is a positive 12. So we have 12 is equal to 12. So that means we solved it correctly and that x is equal to negative 2.